All right, hey Armory, I'm coming at you with a daily dwell video here. It's been a couple days since I've created one. Actually, I didn't do one yesterday. I was a bit busy yesterday, but I had a great time at our game night last night, and just wanted to have another reminder out there. So we started up these challenges that we're going to be doing from basically Friday to Thursday. You'll have to submit all of your information on Thursday. Where we are learning some random skills, also somewhat useless skills, probably not used ever in your life, but maybe. And basically, while we have the time to learn some wild and strange skills, we're going to be spending about a week learning one. So the first one is juggling. If if you've never learned to do juggling, and by juggling I mean like with your hands, juggling whatever you got, bath toys or socks, were some ideas thrown out there. But anyway, now if you are already a master at this skill, then you are most likely going to be winning the prize, or the section of this challenge for best in show. So if you are already good at one of these challenges, then awesome. If you're not, if you're like me and you really just don't juggle very well, then we need you to, you're going to be going for most improved, which is essentially the main reason why we created these challenges. So basically you need to take a video of yourself doing whatever it is that you're doing, whatever that challenge is, the first day. So first attempts, have somebody take video of you on your first attempt. It's going to be bad, and that's the point. Okay, so first attempt, get someone with a camera to video you, and then wait until later on in the week after you've been practicing, and then take another video, and especially we definitely need the first attempts, and then we need a video on that last day, like Thursday morning. Give it one more attempt, kind of show us what you can do with 1 week's worth of practice, and yeah. And then you'll submit those to us either through Facebook or YouTube, or you can text me or email me. So submit those ideas, and then or submit those videos, and it should be really fun. I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys can do in a week. And yeah. So, but the video, back to the Daily Dwell video. My goodness, I can't believe I got that far away from it already. So the Daily Dwell videos, I'm making 2 today. One is covering chapter 7 of the book of Acts, and this is really it covers the story of Stephen and his death, his stoning. So, my goodness, what a challenging passage. Really sad, but also inspiring. The beginning of it, is just, Stephen comes up and he's preaching to this crowd that's clearly hostile towards him and towards the gospel, but he goes for it, and basically he summarizes the entire Old Testament, all of the history of the Bible. It's like doing a Bible survey, class. He just summarizes it in one epic sermon, which does result in the crowd being very upset with him, and they put him to death. So they kill him off, and he becomes the first martyr of the Christian church, of course, aside from Jesus. So yeah, what did I get out of it? There were 2 things that really stood out to me. One was in his sermon. At the beginning of his sermon, he's talking about Abraham and how Abraham was given this promise, but he never really received the land that was promised to him, right? It says he didn't even get like an inch or a foot of it. I forget what the verbiage was, but he didn't get to experience that. But he was holding fast to the promise, for his children. And at the time of the promise, he didn't even have children. And there's all kinds of cool story over Abraham there. But it was just this interesting reminder that the Lord has made promises to us that we very well may not experience in our lifetime. They might be for our children or grandchildren or great-grandchildren who will experience some of the promises in Scripture. I'm hoping that we get to experience them. But if we don't, it's not the end of the world. And you know, it might be the end of our world as it was the end of Stephen's. But that doesn't mean that, you know, it makes those promises null or void or empty promises. No, they're very real. And we're looking forward to those things, God fulfilling some of those things spoken in Revelation and elsewhere. We're still looking for those to be fulfilled. So that was just one thing that I was mulling over. What was the other thing? Oh, it was at the end, the very end of the story, when Stephen is being stoned. He cries out, very similar to what Jesus was crying out on the cross, but essentially asking that God would forgive them. And every time I read that, and I don't know how many times I've read that, every time I read that, I'm truly in awe of that. Because I think by nature we're very vengeful people. And even in America especially, we're very like, we like vengeance. I mean, for instance, all of these, you know, billions of dollars movies that come out are, you know, the entire thing's about somebody getting revenge or justice. And we like justice, we like vengeance, as, you know, living in a broken world. But Stephen's concern wasn't that, you know, like, God avenge me, or God bring justice to these individuals. He wasn't concerned about that as much as he was concerned about them being forgiven. And that just really challenges me, always does, that we should be concerned with people finding the forgiveness of God as top priority, not just getting, you know, having things made right. Sometimes things won't be made right in our lifetime, and it's okay to ask those things to you know, that God would make things right. But that's not his, you know, his main concern is that we would find forgiveness. That's why Jesus came, and when he comes back, he will be making all things right. But you know, his first coming was about forgiveness, and that's what, you know, Stephen was most concerned about. I think that's what we should be most concerned about with the individuals we get to minister to, and sometimes be abused by, which is a difficult thing to process. So that was chapter 7. It's a long chapter. There's a lot in there. It's an amazing summary of the Old Testament and sermon by Stephen, and also his last moments there, where he gets to see a glimpse of heaven before he gets there. Pretty epic story, and more to come in the book of Acts. So some of you might be wondering, what are you doing outside? What is going on out there? You might be noticing that, and you might be asking the question, what are you sitting on? I'm actually sitting on a tractor. This is one of my father-in-law's tractors. Let's see if I can show it to you. Yes, sitting on a tractor. Such a farmer man right now. And basically what we were doing is we were ripping up the earth. The dirt back there was compacted, hardened. You know, you could take a pickaxe to it and you weren't going to do too much. And so it was really, really tough. Even with the rippers on this thing, it took us many passes to really get down deep into the center. Especially, it was really bad. I'll try to show you what we got going on. This is the tractor. Yeah, thank you to Eric for letting me borrow it. Let me see if I can show you what I'm talking about. So it has a box scraper on it, but these guys down here, see if I can show it to you. Those are rippers. So you'll see these guys, these blades, they what we would normally think of if tilling, kind of till the earth, and you see it's somewhat compacted again with all the tires, but it really is. It's so much looser as I'm walking on. I can feel a little give instead of it feeling like concrete. So we tilled it up real good to put in a lawn in here. That's going to be my next project. And so we did an initial tilling of the earth, and then we're going to be taking out more rocks. I went through and picked up the majority of the big ones. Lots and lots of rocks, but there's still a lot more. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bring a little walk behind tiller. It's not a little, it's decent, but we're going to do this walk behind tiller, and we're going to till in all of this compost that you saw maybe before. Got some compost topsoil mix, and we're going to spread that out. I'm going to use the wheelbarrow and spread all that out in the area we're going to be planting, and then come through with the tiller and till that into the soil so that we have nice soil with some drainage, and it's not just compacted clay for forever. And we'll level that all out and get the remainder of the rocks out of it as best we can, and then plant. So I'm making some little tutorial videos about what we're doing in case somebody else wants to try it, because there isn't anything out there for what we're doing. The UC Verde buffalo grass, there's nothing out there tutorial wise, not that I could find. So lots to read, lots that I was reading about, but I'm going to try to make some videos and hopefully help some people out, including myself, in case I need to do more of it in the future. But I'm excited. It's like happening. It's real. We're going to have a lawn back here. My kids can play in. I just want to lay down on the lawn. That's what I want to do. I just want to be able to walk out and drop down and lay on the ground. Isn't that nice? It's just a wonderful feeling. Some of you are like, you're crazy. And it's true, especially because the mosquitoes are out and I'm getting bit like crazy. So I'm going inside. Hope you have a good night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with another Daily Dwell video, and maybe we'll catch up. I don't know.